the way you find that, in the packet, if you pick up the packet from the library, the quiz is the 5th packet in the packet from the library, because the library had 7 kind of stapled packets in it, all put together with a rubber band, and the last sheet on there was this thick yellow sheet. The first one in there is our notes for chapter 1, 2, and 4, and then the fourth one, the 5th packet is this one that starts off with statistics quizzes, quiz chapter 1, and that has quizzes for chapters 1 through 6 in it. So we're going to be using the first packet and this 5th packet today. This one for the quizzes, and then the other one for the notes. So the one for the notes, if I could get that together, looks like, nope, that's not it. Looks like that. So those are the 2 packets. Oops, didn't take. Those are the 2 packets that we're using today. Let's try that again. This one, the notes, and this one, the quiz. So the first packet, stapled packet, and the 5th stapled packet. This one we've been using, right? And then this is the one that we have not been using. So what you need to do is, grab the packet of things you grabbed. If you don't have it, then you can get it. How do you get it? You can download it. So go to our class, and if you go to Start Here, go to this right here. All the stuff is that stuff that applies to the class in general, class notes and handouts, and it's going to be, this is where you pick them up. You want to pick up the whole packet. There's 7 left in there. If you're in a spot where you pick up the second to last one, there's only 1 or 2 left in there, please email me so I can put more in there. But what you want is this one, quizzes chapters 1 through 6. And that will get you this. All right, so this is what we're working on right now. So please go ahead and, this is our agenda for the day. This is what we're working on. And if you don't have it, then you can just take a picture of it now, or like I said, you can download it from Canvas. If you go to Canvas, you just click on this and you can download it from there. But you will need to, what was that?
Sorry, I feel about interrupting. You said something about having a binder together and not being extra points. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, it actually isn't. That only applies to my in-person class. Sorry. Instead what I'm doing with you guys is I'm just having the exams worth a lot less. The exams are only worth 50%, which is a lot less than the 65% they're usually worth. And I will give you some extra credit on the exam itself, like some problems in there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was just too complicated to try to make that work. So go ahead and start it on this quiz. Take a picture of this if you need it. I'm going to go and open up some breakout rooms so you guys can talk to each other if you have questions. So go ahead and hop into your breakout rooms and work on these. I'll just give you guys maybe 5 minutes to kind of, compare answers and stuff like that. Maybe a little less. You may not need that long. It's all good.
Yeah, I was actually in the office hours, but
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was in the office hours doing that accident.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. There's one group, there's one code for Tuesdays, Thursdays. It's the one that ends in, I think, 150. And then the one that ends in 60 is for the Monday, Wednesday. Yeah. Okay, so you guys are all back now. and let's go ahead and go through what we're doing today. So today we're doing quiz chapter 1. I don't know why there's 2 chapters in there. And then we're also going to be starting in on chapter 2. We're going to probably get through just 2.1 today. I don't think we're going to get beyond that. And then Thursday, in 2 days, you have your first Connect Math homework due. So it's going to be homework chapter 1. And then next Tuesday, you have your second Connect Math chapter 2.1/2.2 due, as well as your first Excel lab. There is one difference to the instructions in the video on Canvas. You are uploading your Excel file to Canvas instead of printing it. So do not print it. That's printing as if we're doing it in person. So now since we're online, you're just gonna upload your Excel file into Canvas instead. So just do that instead. It's a lot easier. And then next Thursday you have another Connect Math due, and then also, so the Excel lab 1 is due on next Tuesday. However, I know how students work, and a lot of times you guys don't try it until the day it's due, and then all sorts of problems come up. So like your internet goes down, or your computer is not working, or electricity is out, or something happens. So it's due on Tuesday. However, you can turn it in late on Thursday for full credit. So you can still get full credit on Thursday. It will be late, but still full credit. But it's officially due on Tuesday. So if you have any sob stories or problems going on, Tuesday is the day for your sob stories. Thursday is not a sob story day because those should have been taken care of on Tuesday when it was due. Okay? Let's go quickly over to talk about how to find that. So let me go ahead and pull up here is our class. And if you go to home, actually I gotta go in home, you can go to start here. And that gives us all the stuff that's kind of good for the whole class, for all sorts of, the class in general. Here you'll see our Excel labs with videos. If you go to assignments, that's where you're going to turn them in. So you're going to have, in here you're going to have Excel labs for our assignments. You'll have discussion boards. We'll have some discussion board assignments which aren't there yet. And then these aren't really assignments, but they're the proof of participation. So the things you're going to turn in each class. So this is actually going to change, but you'll turn in, the quiz you just did, and one of the pages from the notes today. Not that one, it will change. Your Excel Lab 1 this is where you'll upload it. So here you're going to just upload your Excel Lab here and then submit it. Let's go back to the Excel Lab itself. So you want your Excel Lab right here, and you'll see Excel Lab 1 due September 1st. Here's a link to the video on how to do it, and this is your Lab 1 description. You can download it there. I believe I've already downloaded it, or not. Okay, I'll download it now. So when you download it, it comes up, and it kind of just walks you through. Here it is in words, everything you should do. The only thing that's different from here in the video is this one includes these additional instructions. No, not that. It includes some stuff about creating a couple of charts. So this is not in my video because it's got added later. My video is a few years old. So you do have to do this as well, which is not in the video. Just follow the instructions and do this also. So think of the video for this one, for the first one, as sort of a guideline, because we changed Lab 1 a little bit. But you should definitely follow the instructions and make sure you get these 2 labs in there as well. These are charts in there as well. So here's the instructions, and then like I said, here is a video that kind of walks you through how to do the basic stuff, where I've kind of walked you through it. So that kind of helps you out a little bit, especially more in labs 2, 4, 3, and 5. Okay, good. So that takes care of that, hopefully. Let's get back over here. Great. if you have taken Math 40 before and purchased Connect Math, you do not have to purchase it again. So if you purchased the online access and used it, and it has given you this error that is expired, then, or won't let you add it in, then email me and we'll figure that out, because maybe you need to unenroll from your previous course and enroll in this one in Connect Math. Or if it tells you it's expired, then just send me your information, your username, and your email address, and I will send it to the publisher, and then they'll issue a new code to renew you. Here's some information from the Math Club. They're meeting on Thursday. Go ahead and read that for yourselves. Their meeting is Thursday. If you're interested in joining, there's information. This Confer Zoom link is in the PowerPoint, so if you want, just go to the, go to our class and go to the PowerPoints, which are down in here. There's one for today, and you can get to this link here. Also, you'll notice that they talked about the Honor Society. So if you have a 3.0 in math classes, college level math classes, so that would be statistics. If you've taken trig or college algebra or calculus, and you have a 3.0 average or higher on those classes here, then you can join the Honor Society. I think it's only like $10 or something like that to join it. And it will show up on your transcript, which is kind of cool, to have this Honor Society, Math Honor Society on there. Okay. Here are some suggestions. If you're having trouble with internet, or think you might not have internet, or might not have electricity, here's something you can do instead. Listen on the phone. So if you look at our link here to join, this, I think this phone number here is just a number to call Zoom. And you can actually call it as a phone call, and you can put in our meeting number, which is right here, or it's also here, and type that in for our meeting number, and it will let you come into this meeting just on your phone as a phone call, so it requires no internet whatsoever. And then what you should do is you should download our PowerPoint. So go to the ahead of time, go to our PowerPoints. I usually post this the night before. Let me change that. It should be like that. Download the one for the next class, and then you can go through the PowerPoint with us, which is here, the kind of the sheets as we go through them, and listen to it. And you can kind of get the best idea. You can get a pretty good idea of what's going on in the class by following along in the PowerPoint and listening to the Zoom meeting. And then you have questions. You can always ask me questions as well, which is great. I don't know if it'll let you go to breakout rooms. It may not let you do that, so you might be on your own in terms of working out the problems, but at least you can kind of follow along, and as long as you have your handouts, you can work on the problems as we're doing it. Also, if the video is freezing, I think in the last video I took, the second video, I guess, froze up a little bit, so the picture was frozen. You can go to the BoardWork PDFs, and that will have everything that we've done. So if you go back to this modules, here's the one for, we're working on chapters, module 1, we're working on chapters 1, 2, and 4. So this is all the stuff that's specific for 1, 2, and 4. Our PowerPoints, our BoardWork PDFs, our video links, and then our practice exams. So if you go to here, here's our last one for last class. You can download it. I feel like I did, but I'll download it again, sure. And it shows us everything that we did in class. So everything that I wrote on the sides, or that people wrote in there, that's all going to be in there. And then you can, as you're listening to the video, you can kind of be looking at the slides that go along with what we did in class, and then that will make a lot more sense. This is after class is over. This doesn't get, obviously, this, there's pictures of what we did in class, so it will be not available until after class is over. but if you're listening to the video and it gets hung up, then that is a good option for that. Or if you're, yeah, that's what I would say. All right, so let's go ahead and start in on the first quiz problem. So miles of road that you have traveled. So think about it as, here I am, I'm walking down a road, and I'm here, and then I walk, I start walking, right? So I start walking down this road. I can walk any amount of miles. I can walk 0.1143 miles. There's an infinite, number of possibilities of miles here I can walk. And so the question is 2 miles more than 1 mile, right? And is 3 miles more than 2 miles? Yes, so it's definitely at least in order. The other question is the distance from 1 mile to 2 miles the same as the distance from 2 miles to 3 miles? Yes, so it's also interval. The intervals are the same. So it's also interval. The third question is ratio. Is 0 miles walked really mean I have not walked any miles at all? Yes, if I walked 0 miles, it means I've walked no miles at all. So that means that it is ratio. Does that sort of make sense for folks? So this one is ratio. I'll type it in there. Great. Years in which the U.S. presidents were inaugurated. All right, so then that is years 2000, 2004. I'm gonna, oh, I didn't do that there. So that's 2000. Well, yeah, there's more. Starts off before that. I'll type in the last handful of ones that we've had. So presidents are inaugurated every 4 years, regardless of whether they're reelected or not reelected. I don't believe that they're inaugurated if someone dies and they take over. I don't believe that they're inaugurated. I think they're just sworn in, I believe. So we're going with the inaugurations, right? So every 4 years there's an inauguration. So it's in order, right? 2004 is after 2000, and 2008 is after that. So there's definitely an order to it. Interval, yes, they're all 4 years apart. They're all evenly spaced, so that's true as well. Ratio. So we're looking at time here. We're talking about years. So is the year 0 is that the very first year at all? So we're in here at year 2020. Is the year 0 like the spot where years begin? And at that, is there like no years at all at year 0, or were there years that came before that? Yeah, there are years before that. There are always years before. The Earth is not, it's like, here's us now. Here's us in the year 0. And then way over here is like when, it's like off the screen, way over there is when time began. Before we even came along as human beings. So the year 0 does not mean that time did not exist before that, right? So it's definitely not ratio. So that would be interval. Other things, favorite animals. All right, so you can think of this in terms of 2 different things. You can think of it as everybody has a favorite animal. So my favorite animal is an elephant. Serena, what's your favorite animal? Yeah.
A dolphin.
Dolphin, great. Janice, what's your favorite animal?
Whale.
Great, whales. Sahil, what's your favorite animal?
Hippo.
Hippo, great. So now is dolphin higher rated than hippo, which is higher rated than elephant? Is there a ranking to these guys?
No.
No. So if we're talking about everybody having their own favorite animal, that's nominal. There's no ranking. However, if we're talking about my top 10 favorite animals, then I have my favorite animal is an elephant. My second favorite animal is a penguin. My third favorite animal is a cat. Then they're ranked, and that would be in order. Do you guys? That's ordinal. Do you guys see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it can be either one of those depending upon how you interpreted that.
Are you recording?
I'm sorry?
Are you recording?
I am recording this. And then ratings of hotels. So 3-star hotels, for example, All 3-star, all hotels are not the same. So like in 3-star hotels, you might have one that's like kind of on the low end of the 3-star hotel, and then you might have one that's kind of on the upper end of the 3-star hotel. So you guys kind of see what I'm saying? And then here's a 4-star hotel. So here's a 3-star hotel. It's kind of a pretty good one for a 3-star, and then a 4-star that maybe is kind of on the lower end for a 4-star. They're not that far apart. But here, I get a really bad 3-star hotel and a really good 4-star hotel, and they're a lot further apart. So the distance between a 3-star and a 4-star may be this much or might be this much, depending on which 3-star and which 4-star you're talking about. So they're not the same. The intervals are not the same. The distance between a 3 and a 4 is not always consistent. So that's why it's not interval, it's only ordinal. Because definitely a 3-star is better than a 2-star, which is better than a 1-star. Right, so they're definitely in order. There's an order to them, but the intervals between them are not the same. And then discrete or continuous. So that's the next thing. This is quiz problem 2. We're talking about weight. So quick question, weight, is weight something that you measure or something that you count? Measure. So weight is something you measure, so that is continuous. However, if you said that weight has been rounded to 2 decimals, do you guys see how it's rounded to 2 decimals here? If you say, well, you've rounded to 2 decimals, so you've discretized it, then you could say discrete if you said this part here. Does that make sense? But you have to say this part here in order for this to be accurate. So depending on how you did it, if you said weight is measured, it's continuous, that's correct. If you said the weight is rounded to 2 decimals, so it's discrete, that would also be correct if you put that in there instead as an explanation. Yes? Yes, depending on how you explain it. I would like it to be explained. Does that make sense? Sure. Let me try to turn this on and see if I can get this louder. Can you say something again? Okay. I don't understand why my, maybe this will work if I do here. Hold on. Oh, no. No. No, 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 no. Oh, son of a biscuit. Okay. Well, that totally bites. Let me try to cancel this. Hold on. My computer wanted to change. Oh, let me try that. Okay. Am I back? No, I didn't leave.
Wait a minute.
I'm here. Can you guys hear me? No, I'm here. Hold on. Relax, everybody. Everything's going to be fine. My computer, I hit this button on my computer and decided that I wanted to shut down. So it tried to shut down, and apparently in shutting down, it turned off my Zoom, which is obviously a problem. Okay. Where was I? What was I talking about, by the way? Oh, okay. Someone had a question about ratios. Okay. Let me go ahead and mute this. And let me go ahead and share my screen. Great. Okay, so now you should be able to see me again. That was stressful. Okay, so someone had a question about ratios. The idea behind ratio is if 0 really means none. Son of a gun. Okay. This should not be happening. Yes. Oh, I know why. There. Is that better?
Yeah.
Thank God. Sorry. Okay. Yes, I'm logged in twice. I'm logged in on one spot so that I can record, and I'm logged in on a separate spot so that I can work with you guys. Okay. So ratio. Ratio is when 0 really means none at all. Incidentally, how important is ratio to this class? Not very. I would say if I were to rank the things we're doing in this class in order from most important to least important, it'd be somewhere around the very, 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 very bottom. Maybe like 3rd or 4th from the bottom. You're going to have one homework question on it. It's not going to be on any exams. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on because I don't want to waste time on it because I just feel like it's just not worth the effort that we put into it. But did that answer your question just quickly or not?
I mean, like, I kind of understand it. I just wanted to know hard depth, but...
Come to my office hours, we can talk about it. Okay, sure. All right, so then amount spent on textbooks this semester. Amount as money. Do we count money? Yes, money is counted, not measured, so it's discrete. Fastest car of a race car. Fastest speed of a race car. Speed is something we measure, so it's continuous, right? Because they might go 346.7 miles an hour, right? We don't know. Oh, here's another thing. Let me grab this. No, not that. No. Really, I closed down too. This is going to suck. Okay, here we go. This is a card that I gave. I'll show it to different people. So I'm going to go ahead and read this card. Actually, let's get someone in particular to read this card. Gracie, go ahead and read.
If you can guess the number printed inside the birthday card, you will win $1 million. I'll even give you a hint. It's between 3 and 5.
Okay, everybody guess. 5 seconds, guess.
4. This is the one with the random decimal numbers, right?
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't know what happened to my answer.
1.
This might be it. Nope, that's not it. That's me and my family. Let's try this one. There we go. So that's the number. So close. So numbers between 3 and 5, there's an infinite number of numbers between 3 and 5. You can have an infinite number of decimal places. So there's just an infinite number of possibilities. Do you guys understand what we're saying?
Yeah.
So the beauty of that is that it's continuous. There's an infinite number of possibilities between any two numbers. And on the flip side of that, did we talk about this before about, did I talk to you guys about, oops, put it on me, how wide is this piece of paper? Anyone? Regular sheet of paper? Most of you guys would guess 11 inches, but it's never going to be exactly 11 inches. It's always going to be like 1/millionth more or like 3,000ths less. It's never going to be exactly 11 inches. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So the probability of being exactly a number is 0. It can never be exactly that number. You're always going to be slightly more or slightly less than that number. So that's why when we talk about boundaries, no one can be, the boundary between 3 and 4 is 3.5, but nothing can ever be exactly 3.5. It's always going to be slightly more or slightly less. If it's slightly more, it's going to round up to 4. If it's slightly less than 3.5, it's going to round down to 3. And that kind of goes into the fact that because the probability of being exactly 3.5 is 0. That's 1 out of infinity. 1 out of infinity is 0. Okay, good. Questions about this? Okay, great. here is our, so here's my question. Variables. Variables are things that vary, and as someone helped me point out last class, because they had some confusion about this, variables are only about the people you surveyed. So whatever you surveyed or observed, you know, the subjects in your sample, whatever you sampled, there are things you want to know about them that vary from one thing you sampled to another thing you sampled. So you sampled a bunch of rats. The thing that's different between the rats, the things you're trying to figure out about them. In this case, who did I survey? Looks like people, right? I surveyed people. So my sample is of people. So of the people in my sample, what two things do I want to know about them that vary from person to person in my sample? So that's my question to you. So I need somebody to volunteer an answer. One thing. What's one thing?
Room color.
Yeah, what color room they're in. So what color room they're in. What's the other thing that I know about each person that varies from person to person? Someone else. What was that? Yeah, the creativity score. Exactly. Those are my two variables. Which one do I have control over? What room color they had, what room they were in, or the creativity score? Which one can I directly control? Their room, exactly. So the color of the room I control, that's the independent variable. The creativity score is the dependent variable. Good? Questions? Okay. Next, this is a problem I had. Let me get someone to read this one. How about Adriana? Go ahead and read.
Why do I have an issue with this problem? Are people who have a college degree more respectful of the law than people who do not have a college degree? Identify the variables independent.
Right. So I was fine with this statement here, I guess, in a way, sort of. But I had a problem with them asking people to identify the variables independent and dependent. Why did I have an issue with them saying that one's independent and one's dependent? So I want to take 15 seconds, think about it, and see if anyone can come up with an idea. So just think about it for 15 seconds. Any ideas?
Not everyone's
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said not everyone's going to think the same thing.
Okay, so there's a little bit of ambiguity about that one. So then maybe they have to say respectful of the law. Maybe make that into like how many times you're arrested, right? Or if you're ever arrested. But say we say if you have a college degree, and so we observed a bunch of people who have a college degree, and we observed a bunch of people and how many times they're arrested, and we're saying that if you have a college degree, you're more respectful of the law than people who don't. You're going to get arrested less than people who do have a college degree. So we're saying that so what they're trying to say is that as the independent one, the one that causes things is having college degrees. So they're saying that having a college degree causes you to be more respectful of the law, to be arrested less. That's what they're kind of implying. Does everyone see what I'm saying? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with saying that college degree makes more likely to be respectful of the law?
Is that a bias?
Could be. You're thinking that's a good thought. Yeah, you can't manipulate the independent variable. Independent variable has to be something you control.
Yeah.
Am I controlling who goes to college and who doesn't go to college? No, I'm not. So the only way you can do that is if I have an experiment. If I can control exactly, whether people go to college or don't. And that's the only time I can determine if one variable influences another one. So in other words, if I did this, if I said, I'm splitting you guys into 3 groups. This half, you guys have to get a college degree. You don't have a choice, no choice at all. You must get a college degree, regardless of what you want to do or what you do or don't want to do. This group over here, you are not allowed to get a college degree. You want one? Tough. You can't have one. You got an A all through high school. Sorry, you cannot get a college degree. You're not allowed to. And then, later on, measuring the next 10, 15 years, how many of them have trouble with the law and how many of them don't? That's the only way. Doing an experiment is the only way of saying that one thing causes another thing. What they're saying is independent is this thing, one thing, the independent one causes the dependent one. So they're saying that having a college degree causes you to be respectful of the law. You can only do that if you did an experiment and you forced people to get a college degree or not get a college degree. You can only do that. You can only have independent and dependent. In other words, a cause and an effect if you did an experiment. If you just observed, and I'm guessing they just observed people and saw whether or not they had a college degree and whether or not they were respectful of the law, then you could say, well, it does seem like people who have a college degree tend to be more respectful of the law. But you can't say that one causes the other one. It might be that people who respect the law happen to get more likely to get a college degree. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it could be like, if you're in jail all the time and actually I had that happen. When I was at Cal State Bay, I had one of my students, he missed class, and you're only allowed to miss, in the remedial classes, you're allowed to miss 2 classes or else you get kicked out. So he missed class and he was like, Ms. Young, I missed class because I was arrested. So, if you're arrested, if you're in jail, then obviously you can't attend class, and that could prevent you from having a college degree. And then he had to miss another one because he had to go before the judge in court. So, if I wasn't kind of flexible with that and give him a little bit of a break, then he might have gotten kicked out of that class and not gotten his college degree. So it's really, really important that you recognize the fact that those 2 things, you can't say which one causes which. It might be that if you are not respectful of the law, you're less likely to get a college degree, not the other way around. You don't know which one causes which. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So that's kind of the problem. You can't say that one thing causes the other one without that. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a Jamboard. So let me get you guys to Jamboards. Oh no, I don't have my Jamboard. Okay, so if we go to our Canvas site, Canvas, log me out of everything. That's terrible. Any day now, come on. All right, so if you can go, if you're doing Jamboards on your phone or on your tablet, you can go to Canvas, go to our class, and if you go down to the bottom, we're 5 o'clock. Go to the 5 o'clock Jamboard. Click on that. And then I'm going to cut and paste this into our chat. So you guys should all have it there. Should all have it in the chat. Go ahead and go there. And then whatever room you're in, if you're in breakout room 3, then you go to breakout room 3's Jamboard. And you might have to right click on it and open it there, possibly. I'll do one first. And we already did the quiz, and I did not do the quiz in, why is this not coming up? There we go. I did not do the quiz in groups. However, so you have to scroll over the page. My internet's down? That can't be right. I'm on campus. Oh, that could be bad. No, should be all right. Okay, So you have to scroll over to page 3. It'll be there. I'm having trouble getting there. So go ahead and hop in there, and let me share something with you guys real quick. We were just doing a 60-second discussion on Jamboard. You don't need to write it. I'm just putting it there so you guys can see it and talk about it. All right, so I'm going to open up your boards. Go ahead and hop in Jamboard so you have it open and talk about it. I'm going to create your break. I'm going to open your breakout rooms. So you guys, I'm going to rooms. Oops. Hold on, I gotta close them. Sorry. Sorry, it deleted my addition. So now I'm gonna open them again. There we go. Okay, so 5491774, is that you, Eli? Eli, is that you? Who is 925-549-1774? I think that's Eli.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop your iPhone into there too, so you have it all in there. Who was in room 3? Who's gone? Room 3 is iPhone, Jamila, Tate, and Eddie. Where did Tate and Eddie go? Eddie, Jamila, Tate, iPhone is not there. Okay, no worries. And so there. So there and iPhone. Oh. Sorry. Okay, so there is supposed to be in 8. Okay. Hey, Miriam, do you want to hop in there and help them out in case they have questions? Oh, oops. I'm going to stop this.